Hey there, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. It is our fifth and final lick in box 5 of this particular series. So obviously we've done licks in box 1 through 4. If you have not checked those out and learned those, obviously I encourage that you do, because tomorrow I am going to put these all together into a solo. And of course you can do that for yourself, but you might like to see kind of how I do it. So we'll handle that then. But for now, let's make sure we're all talking about the same box 5. Now, theoretically, I could do this on the low octave or the high octave. So we started with box 1 on A, we're in the key of A minor. So box 2 on C, D, E, and now we're up to a G, okay, at the 15th fret. So 15, 17, 15, 17, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 17, 15, 17. Notes are always the same, right, for all of these boxes, A, C, D, E, and G. The notes never change. That's an important thing to keep in mind. For the blues variant, 15, 17, 15, 17, 18, you got to reach up there and grab that E flat. Again, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 16 is the blue note, 17. And in today's lick, we are actually going to use the blue note, which I know we haven't really yet, but it does happen. Incidentally, like I said, you can drop this an octave. We could start at the G down here. 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, 3, 5. Or blues variant. And then, of course, if you want to slide into box 1, it's right there, very handy. So with that, hopefully you're talking about the same box that I am. Let's check out the lick. It's going to start way up on the blue note. And we're going to do a little repeating 3-note pattern. So we're going to do 16 and 17 on the second string, and then 15 on the top string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and I'm going to end up at that 17th fret, way up at the high root. Okay, so that's an A, that's a root. Then I'm going to do a little hammer-on, a little quick grace note hammer-on, because I want to strike that note again. And you'll find this happens once in a while. You want to go from one phrase to another, and you want to strike the same note, but it's no fun to just strike the same note. And a quick little hammer-on grace note like that just kind of adds a little bit of flair to it, so it doesn't just sound like you're playing the same note a bunch of times in a row. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back to the G. Now, if you wanted to count that 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and you certainly could. What I'm going to do next in that second bar is I'm going to slide down from box 5 into box 4. I'm going to make a little bit of, just because for me, it's not super comfortable to be up on these high squeaky frets. I like this particular move where I slide back down into box 4, and then I'm going to come basically just right back out of it. So on beat 1, I'm going to slide down to the 15th fret. Then I'm going to strike the 13th fret, which again is in box 4. But now I'm going to slide back out, and on 2, E, and I'm going to slide from 15 to 17, go up to 15 on the top string, and end at the 17th fret on the second string. So I'm just barely dipping into box 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and again, you don't have to count the 16th notes. That could also be 1 and 2 and that would work just as well. So as always, the first step, count it, memorize it, all the stuff, right? That's the main thing. This shouldn't be super difficult. Once you kind of get the, I'll say the flow of the lick, assuming you know the pattern and you can see the areas where like we're just repeating the same thing, right? We're just kind of playing the same little move up and back, up and back, up and back, right? So when you get to where you can see that kind of stuff, it does make the memorization a lot easier. If you count out loud while you do it, that also makes the memorization a lot easier because certain notes happen on certain beats. You can think of those beats like anchors, Okay, they're things that your mind uses to sort of help you keep your place. If you play something, say on beat 3, and your brain's like, wait a minute, that doesn't go on beat 3, you instantly know you've done something wrong, and you can stop and you can go back and fix it. If you don't have those anchors like that, it's really easy to slightly modify these licks and get them slightly wrong and just keep playing them slightly wrong, which is not necessarily the end of the world unless you really want to play it exactly the way it's supposed to go. Sometimes it's fun to slightly modify a lick and make it different. But keep this in mind that the counting really establishes those anchors in your mind. So let's go ahead and do a little trading with it. If you feel like you got it sort of up to speed, then let's play it along with the jam track. I'll play it, you play it back to me. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a... Your turn. 2. My turn. 1. Your turn. One more time. Okay, so that is our box 5 lick for today. So now we've had licks for boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hopefully you've got those all down. Obviously, you can go back and catch up on the ones that you need to. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these and put them together into a solo. Now, is it going to be the fanciest, coolest solo you've ever played in your life? Probably not. But does it sound remarkably good given the fact that you're literally just playing sort of licks in order? Yes, it does. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll try some different things out, kind of show you how you can make that flow a little bit better. We'll also talk about improvising because obviously the whole point of this is, for you to get to the point where you can improvise. You can get up, play a solo over something that maybe you don't have prepared, but you can play some licks. Think of this like speaking, right? Improvising is just like speaking. You learn to speak, you learn words, you learn phrases. As you get older, you get to the point that you can just have a conversation. Guitar playing is going to be the same way. You learn licks, you learn phrases. After a while, you can have that conversation, but it does take some time. You have to learn the language, right? You have to learn how to speak it, and you have to speak it regularly. That's the other key. So we're going to talk about how to put these together into a solo, and we're going to talk a little bit more about improvising in tomorrow's video. So I will see you then. As always, if you have guitar playing friends that you think would dig this video, I hope you'll share it with them. And I am Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.